Hi there, this is Lee, and I'm talking about early voting and many other issues, most of which are related to the Green Party. Early voting has already begun. People have been voting since late September. They've been casting votes in some states, such as Minnesota, which I believe started its early voting on September 23rd. The issue is early voting is helpful for the candidates to get early support. And for certain candidates, it's crucial. As more information comes out that's negative to that candidate, they're going to need those early votes in order to stay competitive. But early voting is not necessarily helpful to the voters because all information is not in about the race itself, the candidate, current events, world events. More information is being revealed all the time. And if you've already cast your vote, you can't go back and change it. What you can do is hold your vote until at least the last debate. Some people cast their votes before the debates even began, and issues are coming out. Things are being revealed. Things that were unknown are now known. Wikileaks is revealing information. Seems like every other day there's something new, a new revelation. None of it flattering to anyone. So, information is power. Information is currency. Information is leverage. Rather than casting your vote before all the information is in, at least wait until the last debate. At least wait until WikiLeaks continues to reveal information about our political system, crucial information that we need to know. WikiLeaks has already shown us that there was corruption throughout the entire Democratic primary before the primary even began, from start to finish. There was corruption and collusion and criminality. There are lawsuits being filed, and that WikiLeaks information is being used as evidence in those lawsuits. And so this is information that should not be disregarded. There are many Democratic donors, people who donated to not only Hillary Clinton, but also Bernie Sanders and Martin O'Malley and Lincoln Chafee. People donated to their campaigns. They were donating into a fraudulent contest. There's a lawsuit that's on the verge of being decided. That's been prosecuted or being decided. We'll say that right now, based upon evidence that's come out from WikiLeaks, and it involves a large sum of money that may possibly be redistributed back to Democratic Party donors. Definitely, this information is important if you are involved in any way in the Democratic Party as a donor, as a functionary. You might want to pay attention and hold your vote until you see what happens with this lawsuit. We've got lawsuits about the exit polling. I'm not sure about the timeline for that. There's investigations, there's allegations going on all the way in the lead up to the November 8th election date. And so rather than just cast your vote, hold your vote until more information comes in. If I can recommend anything, I'd recommend that. I'm not going to recommend who you should vote for. I'm just saying information is power, and rather than voting without the information that you need to make an informed choice, at least wait. You can still vote early, but the last and final presidential debate is just a few days from now. It's Wednesday, October 19th. Jill Stein's going to participate. She's going to live stream herself in. It's going to post it up on her live on her Facebook page, and so you can see Jill Stein's expanding the debate, including herself and the Green Party issues in the debate between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. So be empowered. Don't be bullied. Don't be forced. Don't be sheep herded and guided. Wait for more information and make a very informed choice about how you vote. And that's what I'm going to say about early voting. I will say that I want to stress that you do not have to be registered as a Green in order to vote for Green Party candidates. Up ticket, Jill Stein and Ajamu Baraka, or down ticket for the 279 Greens that are on the ballot all around the United States. You do not have to be registered as a Green in order to cast a vote for these Green Party candidates. Republicans, Libertarians, Independents, Democrats, Socialists, Constitutional Party, all of these registered party members can cast a vote for the Green Party if they so choose. There's about 40%, and that was the last check, but I think it's grown, maybe 50% after the Demexit following the Democratic National Convention. It's possible that 50% of our electorate is independent now, or they've registered third party or something like that. So the Republican Party and the Democratic Party are not the majority party. The independents of our nation, they are the majority party. The independents are the largest voting bloc in the United States. And so Jill Stein is definitely targeting this voting bloc. These are people who sit back and observe the entire scene and make relatively objective determinations. And some of them have checked out of the voting process altogether. They're undecided. They're still waiting for more information to come in. Jill Stein wants that bloc to vote green, vote for a third way. Those independents who were attracted to Bernie Sanders and his platform, the progressive platform that won the hearts of the independents. Bernie Sanders won the majority of the independents in the Democratic primary. He is no longer running at the top of the ticket. Jill Stein is. She's got 45 ballots with herself in the Green Party. And then she's on 3 additional ballots as a write-in candidate. So there's a total of 48 places, 47 states, plus Washington, D.C., that can cast a vote for Jill Stein. So she has the mathematical ability to ascend to the White House if the voters choose her, if the independents choose her. And that's who she's targeting. Of course, she wants every vote, Libertarian, Republican, Constitutional Party, Democratic, Progressive, Socialist, Greens. Of course, she wants every vote. But the independents who are waiting for additional information can look at each party's platform and see how they measure up. Jill Stein is 90% aligned with Bernie Sanders. The extra 10% is where the Green Party's platform goes even further, shooting for the moon, possibly reaching the stars. But that's how closely her platform aligns with Bernie Sanders that he talked about during the primary race. The entire Bernie Sanders platform is contained within the Green Party. If you still have your Sanders information, you can go to the Green Party website. You can go to Jill Stein's website and just check down the list. It's all there, and then some extra too. Definitely free college tuition, forgiving student loan debt, Green New Deal, bringing jobs back to America that cannot be outsourced, manufacturing for renewable energy infrastructure, efficiency, things like this. She wants social justice, an end to mass incarceration, the decriminalization and then legalization of marijuana. She wants campaign finance reform to get money out of politics. Environmental justice, an end to the fracking that's been expanded under Hillary Clinton's State Department. We've got fracking in so many places in the United States that we also have poisoning of groundwater in the soil and then air too. And then also we've gotten frack quakes. In the state of Oklahoma, they had to temporarily halt fracking because they had seismic activity that was felt outside the state of Oklahoma. And so she wants to end that. It's a dangerous practice. and look to other forms of energy that are possible. It's been done in Germany. It's being done in Japan. I believe in Costa Rica as well. Some of our states in the United States have very strong renewable energy programs. California, Arizona has solar. Iowa, Texas have wind. They're first in the nation. There's also these oil pipelines crisscrossing these states. And so we're in a transition period where people's feelings are getting real hurt. And there's a lot of chaos and mayhem, such as in North Dakota. But the Green Party does support an end to fossil fuel dependence. And along with that, an end to constant military interventions in the Middle East. The Green Party is totally against that. With frivolous military interventions, certainly the no-fly zone that's being proposed over Syria, which is Hillary Clinton's center plank on her foreign policy platform. A nuclear war with Russia. And that's what a no-fly zone over Syria entails. Russia protects Syria. So a no-fly zone with us shooting planes out of the air, that's the lead up to a war with Russia. Most people who have any kind of sense wish to avoid that encounter. Certainly Gary Johnson, the Libertarian candidate, is against military interventions for frivolous reasons. So is Donald Trump. So is Jill Stein. Hillary Clinton is alone in this reckless endeavor. So those are the issues of the Green Party. Some who have come and made time for the election, not watching events as closely. There's been a lot of chaos and drama and ups and downs, but you can still catch up. I would recommend watching the C-SPAN town hall with Jill Stein and Ajmi Baraka, which pretty much spells everything out. There's also Jill Stein's previous 2 presidential debates. Let's see, those are on Democracy Now! You can find them there. You can also find the footage on her Facebook page. Free TV, Free Speech TV, Free TV, all sorts of different places. Ajmi Baraka, her VP, has also participated in a vice presidential debate with Tim Kaine and Mike Pence, and that feed should be on his Facebook page as well, and Democracy Now! So there's footage that you can use to catch up and learn more about the Green Party, and inform yourself of what's happening at the Green Party. Don't necessarily depend on mainstream media to inform you, because as Wikileaks has again shown us, has shown us so many things, that the mainstream media has been colluding with the Democratic Party and then also with the Hillary Clinton for a president campaign. They've been protecting her, and so that's why WikiLeaks has just grown so popular, because WikiLeaks is not owned by the Democratic Party, unlike some of our large, previously well-respected newspaper sources. I will say the words Washington Post. I will say the words New York Times, CNN, MSNBC. They have not expended much energy on investigation or research. WikiLeaks has acquired and accumulated so much information on our political process, our political system, and current events that a lot of people have been looking to WikiLeaks, that publication, that news source, for information. Okay, and so one of the things that WikiLeaks has told us is about the public versus private positions that Hillary Clinton has revealed that she takes on many issues. Any issues from Trans-Pacific Partnership to campaign finance reform to ending school debt to healthcare options, environment, fracking. She has a public position and she has a private position. The public position is what she tells the voters about what she wants to do. Anything she'll say to get them to vote for her, she'll say it. She said one thing to progressives, and then she said another thing to conservative or centrist that she wanted to vote for her. She said another thing entirely to Wall Street, where she had her speeches, talking to corporate oligarchs and corporate owners. And so she said many different things to many different people in order to get money, to get sponsorship, and then to get votes for her campaign. Also, WikiLeaks told us, and it's not even just Trans-Pacific Partnership and fracking. She's got two positions on Black Lives Matter. Basically, the public position is to entertain the Black Lives Matter activists, let them know that she is sympathetic, and then, privately do nothing. Those are her public and private positions. They are opposite each other, which means they are lies. We'll say what they really are. They are lies. And so the public versus private, it's lies. And WikiLeaks has revealed this. It's not like, oh, people are just saying. WikiLeaks has shown us, and it has not been denied. It's been attributed to Russia, without proof, and maybe that's a lie. It's WikiLeaks showing us internal conversations of the Democratic Party that have shown that the electorate has been lied to, from start to finish by Hillary Clinton and the Clinton campaign, and the media has been colluding with them. The Hillary Clinton campaign has been approving stories, planting stories, influencing news reporters, withholding stories, concealing information, smearing opponents. It's been happening all this primary season. WikiLeaks has provided us the proof, and so, as an example of the proof, several high-ranking officials at the Democratic Party, rather than filing libel lawsuits, they resigned their positions. So there's been no one contradicting exactly these stories or these revelations. Instead, they've been stepping down from their jobs. And so that kind of indicates that there is truth to what's being revealed by WikiLeaks. We've shown a lot of contemptuous attitudes from the Democratic Party. The fact that it's been revealed that they referred to, Hillary Clinton herself referred to Bernie Sanders supporters as basement dwellers. She called them a bucket of losers. She said that they did not do their research, and she felt sorry for them. She's already referred to certain youth as super predators. People on her team have referred to Latinos as taco bowls. And then there's proof from WikiLeaks that her team wanted to target Bernie Sanders for being Jewish and then smear him as possibly being an atheist, which is a form of bigotry. And then also they've made bigoted remarks about Catholics and evangelical Christians. So there's a lot of secret hatred and contempt contained inside the Democratic Party. Certain high-ranking members who exchanged these thoughts by email, and then Hillary Clinton herself, who came out and said it. So there's things that are being learned all the time. And so if you are a voter and you have your ballot, I would say wait at least until the last debate before casting that ballot. And then maybe a little bit longer. You have all the way until November 8th. So about 3.5 weeks of more information that's being revealed. You might want to pay attention very closely to all the issues, not just the personal insults, but the revelations about what happened during the primary to Bernie Sanders, what happened with these trade deals of fracking, and the intentions, the possibility of war with Russia, and whether that's something that you want to send, whether that's a future that you want to leave your child to endure. Okay, and so more about the Green Party. There's things in the media which we know is corrupted by the Hillary Clinton campaign. They're corrupted. They're subjugated. They're basically being used as Hillary Clinton's personal spin room, spin cycle, public relations. her personal microphone to the world. So the Green Party started in 1984. They have about 100 candidates in office now for a total of about 1,000 that they've sent into office. Um, let's see. They have about 279 on the ballot in various states. The largest number, I believe, is Texas, has 47 Greens on the ballot this November. And so that's why Jill Stein, she's been campaigning for about 4 to 5 days in Texas. And then she's going to go up to Michigan because there are about 33 down ballot candidates in the state of Michigan running for office. The good thing about the Greens is that they know better than to run opposite a progressive Democrat. If there is a Green in office, it means that there's no other progressive in office. Either the progressive went down during the primary and was defeated by a centrist, conservative, Republican-like Democrat, or there was never a progressive or a Democrat in the race altogether. And this is, for instance, in New York State. There's a Green running for state senator opposite a Republican. They're going to debate on October 20th because the Green wants that office. There's issues about fracking or storing fracking waste in New York. Greens don't want that. They're very much dedicated towards a clean environment, a healthy environment. And that's why there's so many in Texas. That's why there's so many in Michigan. There's been issues with water contamination, environmental contamination, fossil fuels, a lack of will from the major parties. And so the Greens have been rising in response. There's also Greens running, of course, in California, Missouri. There's Greens in Connecticut. You can find them all listed out at the Green Party's website. There's a database where you can look at their candidate list. And so it's a multi-state party. There's state parties in various states. And they're recruiting candidates. They have candidates running for office now, some of them. And then they're also recruiting candidates for 2018. There's going to be about 435 House seats coming open. There's going to be about 30-something governorships, about 30-something Senate seats coming open in 2018. So they're preparing to run candidates. They're recruiting, and so contact your state party if you are interested in being the change that you wish to see. And I say that's far better than enlisting. Selective service, of course, laws are laws, and you have to register. But I say rather than enlist, maybe run for office and then have some influence on our foreign policy. And you can decide whether you want to engage in military interventions and regime changes or not. Okay, so there's a structure with the Green Party for fundraising, for recruiting candidates, for running candidates, for achieving and keeping ballot access. Many states require a percentage of the vote to keep Green on the ballot. And so that's what the Green Party wants to do, maintain ballot access. There's been an unprecedented amount of ballot access this year. They've got 45 states, 3 write-in states, and so they would like to keep as much ballot access as possible. It's probably easier to do a ballot access campaign for maybe 10 states as opposed to 24. And so if they want to maintain Green on the ballot, and part of that is actually voting Green, voting to support that party, voting to build that party. The baseline nationwide is 5% of the popular vote. That's the baseline to get major party status, and then also funding, matching funds. And the higher you go, the more support that you get in terms of funding, matching funds, raising the percentage. So 5% is the baseline. We can go as high as 20, 25, 30, 40. Again, the independents make up the majority voting bloc here in North America. So every vote is crucial. Every vote counts for the Green Party, whether it's in Texas, a red state, all those votes that go to the Green Party in the state of Texas count towards the nationwide total. So if you're in Alabama, you can vote Green, regardless if you're a Republican or an Independent or Libertarian or Democrat. Your Green vote in Alabama counts towards the national popular vote. So every vote in every state is important, is crucial. And so they've got fundraising, ballot access, they've got volunteers, and again, they're recruiting. So definitely go to those websites if you're interested. Could you do any worse? Okay, Jill Stein and Donald Trump are actively fighting for their parties, their platform, the issues that they support. They're actively campaigning at the top of the ticket. Gary Johnson, I haven't really been paying too much attention to, but definitely Jill Stein is fighting for media access. She fought for ballot access. She's fought to bring Green Party issues to the forefront wherever she spoke. Rallies, interviews, town halls. She's had 4, with one with C-SPAN, one with CNN, one with Fox News, one with Fusion TV. So this has been an unprecedented amount of media access, and she's made the most of every moment. Donald Trump has gotten $2 billion worth of free advertising that the Green Party did not get, but Jill Stein is a soldier, and she's made of steel. People don't realize that, but she's very strong, and I admire that. She brought herself into the political process. She did not marry into the political process. She is married, but she actually brought herself. She won her down ballot position in Massachusetts. She served 2 terms. So she knows how to build at the state and local level. She's worked on ballot campaigns, ballot initiatives, referendums, inside and outside the political system. She's run for office in 2012. So she knows how to run a campaign. She knows the political system, up ticket, down ticket, things like that. And she's doing a great job. Terrific, as a matter of fact. And that's why the Green Party is getting more attention now than ever before. Okay, and so let's see. I think I covered everything except one last thing. There's some excitement with the Republican Party. Many Donald Trump supporters have been saying, "Oh, Jill Stein endorsed us." Okay, well, sort of. She endorsed. She didn't really endorse. She basically said that Donald Trump's foreign policy is less dangerous to North America than that of Hillary Clinton. And I've explained that the fact that Hillary Clinton keeps insisting on a no-fly zone over Syria, which leads to nuclear war with Russia. Most of the major party candidates, Bernie Sanders, when he was running for office, Gary Johnson currently, Donald Trump currently, Jill Stein currently, they do not want a war with Russia. They do not want frivolous military interventions and abuse of our troops and their lives and the lives of their families. They do not want constant meddling in other nations, the regime changes. These are all things that Hillary Clinton is supporting. She has supported that. She's supporting it now. Most people do not want that. Most people with common sense. It's very reckless form of foreign policy. It's caused instability and chaos and mayhem in other nations, which has also caused a large crisis in refugees attempting to enter into other nations to escape the violence, which is another crisis being created at the same time. And so these are problems that have been perpetuated, a lot of them under Hillary Clinton's State Department. Barack Obama said himself, the biggest mistake of his presidency was the regime change in Libya, and the fact that Hillary Clinton views it with glee. She led that endeavor. She pushed for it. Barack Obama said that was the biggest mistake of his presidency. Hillary Clinton's "We came, we saw, he died" delight in what she accomplished over there, her delight in what she accomplished in Honduras, and people are still dying in Honduras after what she's done. Now there's deaths in Brazil. Environmental activists are being shot in Brazil, human rights activists, after the regime change. And so people don't want that. We've seen it. We don't want it. It's causing problems. It's reckless. And so most or almost all, except for one presidential candidate, has come out against that. So Jill Stein didn't necessarily endorse Donald Trump. She's just saying that, like Gary Johnson, like herself, and like Donald Trump, they prefer a world that's more peaceful than what we'll have underneath Hillary Clinton's administration if she makes it to the White House. Okay, and so the get out the vote endeavor is ongoing. Those independents who are sitting on the fence, still undecided. There's a lot of information to sift through. More information is coming out from Wikileaks. There's more revelations that are going to come out at the last presidential debate. And Wikileaks is dumping information all the time. We've got 3 weeks until the election. If you are an early voter or you prefer to vote early, I'm saying wait maybe just a little bit longer to see what else is revealed before casting that vote. The way that Hillary Clinton won, well, took the nomination during the Democratic Party primary, she was able to get early votes in stacked up for her before a lot of crucial information came out about her past record. A lot of that had been glossed over by the media. And then towards the end of the primary, the voting electorate had been trending towards Bernie Sanders. The independents, the new voters, they had been trending towards Bernie Sanders. And then there was trickeration to suppress that vote. And so the early voters, I'm saying it might be a good idea to wait to cast your vote until all the information is in. Even if you do support Hillary Clinton, at least be informed. Don't be forced into casting a vote that you regret later. Good luck.